loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just want to say thank you so much for watching and stopping by. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So before we even get into the build, I just want to say Happy New Year's Eve, or if you just so happen to be watching this in 2019, Happy New Year's. I'm so excited and so optimistic on this year, and I know every year everyone says how happy they are and what resolutions that they want to make. But I don't think that I'm going to make any resolutions. I just want to make commitments to myself to be the best version of myself possible and to do more that's going to make me happy in the end. And hopefully you all will have similar resolutions to just spread positivity and be the best versions of yourself. And as long as you do that, in my opinion, you will be a-okay. So yeah, here we are. We are building the Modern Farmhouse, and this is in my favorite neighborhood for residential lots, Windenberg, specifically the countryside. And I find myself constantly coming back to this lot. This is the 40 by 30 lot, and I love it. I adore it so much. I'm not sure if it's the size that I like or if it's the background that I like, but it's something about this lot that gives me such countryside chic vibes. I am in love. It is so dreamy, and this lot looks wonderful each season, like every day, whether it's rain or shine. It's amazing. It's gorgeous, and I love it. So yeah, here we are. Fun fact, I believe this is the same lot that I created the house that I did my not so berry challenge in. I'm pretty sure it is. I do plan on picking that back up in 2019. I cannot promise or say for sure when and at what point during next year, but I'm hoping to do that once I get some better equipment so I can do more LPs for you all and do larger builds without restrictions. So yeah, get excited. Don't get too excited because I'm not making any promises of when, but I definitely plan to pick that back up next year. So yeah, here we are. This is the Modern Farmhouse. Like I said, right now we are laying out all of our rooms and adding in some lights so we're able to see what we're doing in here. And this is mainly one level. There is a small attic / playroom place up top, or at least that's what I use it for, but feel free to use it for whatever you choose. There's also an attached garage and a beautiful backyard, and needless to say, a beautiful backdrop of Windenberg. So yeah, here we are. How are you guys today? I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that everyone is having a safe year, New Year's Eve, whatever point that you're watching this in. I just hope that you're happy and healthy and safe, and I definitely plan to do the same and to just really gain more confidence in myself and my abilities and my passion. Not just The Sims, like other passions that I have, but for the purpose of this video, I want to focus on the things I want to do for The Sims. I would love to be more active in the community and give you all more content consistently. So hopefully I'm able to make that happen, and I just want to plan to be the best that I can be. And I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like when I don't put so much pressure on myself, I perform better because I'm not being hypercritical of myself. I can just focus on letting my creativity flow and taking it from there instead of worry about if I'm going to disappoint myself or hit my goals. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like that, be the best that I can be, and move forward the best way I know how. Anyway, back into the build. We are adding in some wall coverings here. I think I do cut a huge chunk out only because sometimes I could be a little bit indecisive with wall coverings, but I do keep it pretty simple. The color scheme that we are going for is just neutrals and monochrome, so black, whites, grays, and tones of browns. I feel like I'm always reverting back to kind of like this super natural slash neutral color scheme, but I feel like it works. And especially for this whole modern farmhouse vibe, I really feel like that was going to be the ticket for me. But I do add in pops of color to make it a bit more interesting and make it a bit more fresh and youthful, and I hope you all will enjoy it. So as you saw, we were working in the kitchen. I wanted to add in that new table that we got with the recent holiday pack update, but I didn't feel like the kitchen was large enough for that big dining table, so I just take it out. And I do eventually use it, but it doesn't work in the kitchen for me. The kitchen is huge, but just not big enough to have these separate areas and this island and a little lounging space. I know, maybe I was just doing the most, but I love how it came out. And I like the idea of open shelving around the sink, so I added in some of those shelves that I believe came with base game, and I added in a reef and a couch and a clock, and I really love how the kitchen comes out in the end. Now I'm just adding in a couple of appliances here. So as you just saw, we popped in a washer and dryer. So we're going to have a laundry room. Some of our other rooms include a small little crafts room, which I mainly do off camera, I believe. It's just if your Sims want to work on their flower arranging skill. And there's also a beekeeping box, so get excited for that. I haven't done much gameplay with it, but it's there. I felt like it was appropriate on the countryside, and it's another way for your Sims to kind of live off the land and make money using their own resources. That was the kind of feel that I was going for with this. And I like being able to use those ceiling fans that we got with the patch update that came out around the same time as Seasons. Maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. I can't quite remember. The family that I had in mind was a family of 5, but you can easily make that a family of 6. So in my head, I was thinking a mom, a dad, a teenage daughter, and 2 boy children. They don't necessarily have to be twins, but they're around the same age and they share a room, which is the room that we're working in here. The color scheme that I was going for in the boys' room were reds mainly, because I feel like red is a very active color. It encourages play and, you know, just energy. So I felt like that was something appropriate in a boys' room. And I love the single beds that came with the cats and dogs expansion pack. I love the whole quilt look, and it has just the little animals and other things on the quilts, and I felt like that was super duper cute. Now we have switched over to the girls' bedroom, and the colors that I mainly used in here were like golds and blues, and I really love how that looks. I feel like that's kind of mature but still youthful. I think the bed that we use over here is also cats and dogs, if I'm not mistaken, and I use that kind of blue toned dresser. I'm not sure what pack that's from, but I know the side tables are from Laundry Day. And I love how this came out. I love being able to use just little trinkets here and there just to make the space feel a bit more personalized. And I wanted to use things like that mirror with the lights on it, and then like the bulletin board and the wall decoration with the little pictures on there, you know, just to make the space feel a bit lived in. And I'm adding in a desk here that came with the vintage glamour stuff pack and these little, I don't even know what you would call it, but the little decoration that I popped on the window that came with City Living. I don't think you know what, I have done a build before using those little shingle things, but not recently. So I really love how that came out. Now we are in the master bedroom, or like the main bedroom where the parents would stay, and the colors that I chose in here were like browns, oranges and yellows, and I love how that came together. I feel like it's still kind of vibrant and still lively, but it has a certain I guess a certain maturity about it, and I really love how those came out. It has a certain, I guess, weight and earthiness, and I don't know, I just was really feeling those colors in the parents' bedrooms. So yeah, I'm just adding in a couple things around here, like some mirrors. There is a lot of mirrors in this house, and you know what, I don't mind. I feel like sometimes when you want to decorate, throwing up a mirror is an easy fix. So it has two purposes. Yes, it's fashion, but it's also functional. So yeah, I really love it. And I added in those side tables from Cats and Dogs. The bed in here is definitely Cats and Dogs, if I'm not mistaken. And I love the large paintings that came with Cats and Dogs as well. I am more so into the paintings of like landscapes and like objects. I don't really like paintings of portraits, only because I feel like they're not appropriate everywhere. Like, not every sim wants a painting of Princess Cordelia, but I think we all can get behind a painting of a beautiful lighthouse on the horizon. So yeah. Now we are in like our living room space. I'm choosing some furniture from Cats and Dogs. That's definitely a key pack that I use within this, but yeah, I'm using those big high back comfy chairs and couches. And I don't know, I just feel like it adds in a certain coziness and a certain, I guess you could say age as well. Yeah, and that's really well made furniture in my opinion, so I definitely wanted to add something like that within this build. Like I said, this is a family home, so I wanted things that were practical but still look good within the home. And I just did a little technique with those three pictures over there above the fireplace. I'm sure you may see it in the screenshots because we zoomed past it so quickly, but I just sized down those photos and just manually push those on top of the fireplace. So yeah, we're back in the parents' bedroom now, just pushing some things around because I moved that door over, and I'm just trying to arrange these two long tables to go in the same space as the living room. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I am 90% happy with it. I just can't think of a better way to arrange it and to have those seats. The only downside with these new tables that I've discovered is that you can't add chairs on the end. Like, that would have been perfect. And since I was envisioning a family of 5, I definitely had to use 2 of those farmhouse tables. So yeah, now we are working on our curved pathway in front of the stairway to get into the house. I will recommend you all check out a tutorial video by the Kate Emerald. She does an amazing job of explaining how this works. But what I'm basically doing is taking the little curved portion from the curved floors that are in the build mode options, and I'm just kind of fixing them together where it makes this smooth transition and create a beautiful curved pathway. And I'm just filling it in with some tiles. We'll hop back in there a little bit later on because I do switch out the tiles, but for now we are focusing on the backyard area. And you guys, if you haven't really delved into the terrain editing tools, I highly encourage it. It's not as intimidating as it may seem. I'm not sure if you all have checked out my first video with me kind of working with the terrain editing, but I know I said that I was kind of intimidated by it, and it's like a really steep learning curve. But honestly, the more that I've played with it, like, it's been about a month and a half since we've had these, I feel a lot more comfortable with it. I like my terrain editing to be a bit more subtle, especially on residential lots, and I'm just so happy that we're able to make this work in The Sims 4. I know when I first got the game, that was kind of one of my main grievances of the features that did not transfer over from previous installments of the games, was the terrain editing. Like, I will always compare it to The Sims 3 and be like, oh, I wish we had terrain editing, I wish we could do split leveling, I wish we could do this and that. And now that we have this capability, like, I am just so happy for it. And I do encourage that if you haven't done so already, just get a little bit more comfortable with the terrain editing tools. It's not as hard as you think. And I just checked out the tutorial that was in game, but if you want me to do a tutorial, let me know. I would be more than willing to. I'm not the best by any means, but I do feel like I'm a bit more comfortable, and I would love to share what I know with you all. Anyways, as you just saw, I sized up one of the model pickup trucks that came with base game, and I sized it up 10 times. I feel like that is a good size when you're sizing up those model cars, just to kind of give off the look that your Sims can ride around in a car. That is something I do miss from The Sims 3, having cars, but I do understand that in order to have quicker gameplay and slower load times, some of these things had to go. So I understand, but hopefully maybe in the future we'll get cars, or in a future installment of The Sims we will get cars back. So yeah, I'm just adding in some clutter around the place. I just added in a couple of backpacks. I added 2 in the boys' room and 1 in the girls' room. And yeah, we are working on our garage now. I'm just putting up a couple of pieces in there. It's not a whole lot, just something to kind of give off the illusion that work has been done in there. And just adding in some other things around the foyer and the attic upstairs, or the playroom. So yeah, there's our little beekeeper box. Like I said, I haven't done much gameplay with it, but I feel like this house offers a lot of opportunities for your Sims to live on their own and not have to work a traditional job. And ever since the patch update last month, where we're able to register with the I think it's like the Ministry of Labor or something like that, and you can basically like have your own job titles. I feel like you can say I'm a professional beekeeper, or I'm a professional, you know, whatever, and make money that way. So I feel like that's definitely something amazing, and hopefully this home will give your Sims an opportunity to make their own income and live off the land, and just all those fun things that people on the countryside are able to do because of the resources and the land that they have. So yeah, as you can see now, I'm just using the terrain editing tools to rise up the terrain underneath our little plants here, and I'm just adding in some terrain paint just to add a little bit more of definition, a little bit of differentiation. I can never say that word right. Basically just to kind of make the levels look different from each other. I'm not even going to press myself to say that word properly right now. But yeah, I'm just adding in some other things around, some more fencing here and there, a couple of seats, and I'm just working in the backyard now. Like I said, I adore the backyard, partially because of the wonderful views in Windenberg, but also just because of the fact that we have terrain editing now, and how I made that dip in the ground. I feel like this place where the bench is such a serene place for your Sims to sit at and just contemplate life and the meaning of things. Like, I feel like if I lived here, that would be my favorite spot, and I would just be there so much and love everything about living here. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here because I feel like I am blabbering on. I just want to say I appreciate you all, and I hope you're having a safe day, a safe year, a safe time, happy times, good vibes, positive feels, and all of those good things. And I hope you all are going to enjoy your new year and just take a little bit of time to reflect on where you are now and how to get better, because I know I will, and I encourage everyone to do the same. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really means a lot to me, and it helps out the channel. Also, feel free to follow me on my social medias. My Instagram handle is Simply-Nisey. I like to post up my thumbnails and a couple of things about my personal life if you're interested. And you can definitely find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Simply-Nisey YT. I feel like I get to engage with you all the most over there. I do polls, I ask questions, and more thumbnails and things like that. And if you like this build and would like to see more builds from me and download them into your game, feel free to follow me on the gallery. My origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you all, thank you so much for watching. Have a great and safe new year, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, guys.